Hi everyone, Jennings Wing Cars here today with you. I thought we'd do a couple of things. First, let me update a few things for you. We have a couple of new cars here in the shop. Second, just a general informational video for you. There were 7 official Superbird colors originally made back in late 1969 for 1970. I'm standing next to one of them. This is our Lemon Twist, one of 7 official Superbird colors. This is a 446 barrel, 4-speed Lemon Twist car, original color car. Now behind it in the bubble is our Lemon Twist colored 426 Hemi 4-speed original Superbird car. Remember there's 7, so I've shown you one of the 7. Underneath the car cover up here on top is the corporate or petty blue code 999 Plymouth Superbird. This has only got 23,000 miles. I keep it up here. We'll be taking it down as soon as the weather warms up. Of course, it's January here right now. The psychedelic purple Superbird over here on the right normally is up on the purple ramp truck. We'll see in a minute, but for various reasons, I have it off right now. We're getting ready to do some mechanical things to one of the other cars. All right, so number 1, we have Lemon Twist. Number 2, we have Corporate Blue. All right, number 3 up on top over here is another unrestored, this is called a Tour Red Superbird. Kind of hard to get the color, but it is 3rd out of 7 official colors called Tour Red. 29,000 original miles on that, 23,000 on here. The blue one was a 446 barrel, white interior automatic. The Tour Red one is a 444 barrel. Down below that one is a limelight green, number, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 of 7 colors. It's a limelight green 444 barrel, 4-speed. This is a restored car, as were the 2 yellow ones that I showed you a minute ago. Right across from that is the vitamin C orange 446 barrel Superbird. This is I can't remember. This is an automatic car. This one is also unrestored. It has been repainted once, but unrestored. You can see a few parts out here. We're getting ready to replace a couple of hoses. I'm big on original parts, and I want to put the original radiator and heater hoses on it, and our radio antenna is non-functional, as they say. All right, so we have covered 5 of 7. Lemon Twist yellow, petty blue, Tour Red, Limelight, Vitamin C. That leaves 2 more official colors. On top up here is the Alpine White, my very first Superbird I've had for many years. This is the one that I've driven to Alaska twice. I've driven it to the Key West. It's up here. We have one minor thing. We're replacing a wiper motor on that here in the next week or so when I have time here in the bad weather in the winter. Behind it is a second unoriginal color. This is the Black Ice Superbird. This was originally a Lemon Twist yellow bird, painted black by Tom Ferry of Ketchikan, Alaska, many years ago. Repainted then by Larry Roper about 12 years ago, and then I've had it for a half dozen years. This is the one we drove up to the Arctic Circle this last summer of 2024. That is not an original color, of course. And then finally, we have the newest addition to the Jennings Wing Car stables. This is number 7. This is a B5 Blue Mist original colored car. This is a 440 4-barrel 4-speed car. This one has one of the neatest stories of all. Now, what this does is it gives the collection all 7 of the original official colors. Now, I already had a B5 Blue car, but it was painted purple back there 45 years ago. So I wanted an actual B5 Blue painted car, and when I buy them, I want something unique about it. All right, so this is a numbers matching car, as all of these original cars are, except for the Alpine White one. It does not have the original engine. All the rest of them are numbers matching, but this one, you talk about wild. This was bought in November of 1969, December of 1969, by a little old school teacher, high school teacher, down in North Eastern Atlanta, Georgia. True story. I have her story in writing. She bought it brand new. Now, can you imagine being taught high school by a teacher pulling up in a 440 4-speed Superbird in high school? Well, she bought it new. She treated it lovingly. She drove it a lot. It's got 80,000 miles on it. Sadly, she passed away a little over a year ago. We've been working with the estate to get it. We did finally get it. I finally got it titled a little over a week ago. I'm awaiting the license plates right now. But you've heard of the proverbial little old lady from Pasadena? Well, this is the little old lady from Athens, Georgia. All right, or somewhere up in there. Again, can you imagine that? Now, what is additionally cool, so I have the letter from her explaining how she bought the car, et cetera, et cetera. I have a picture of Richard Petty coming out and signing the front tray that goes on a Superbird between the nose and the radiator core support. You can see his signature there. But I also have 3 original build sheets. I have the original owner's manual. I actually have the original window sticker on the car. So it's got an incredibly cool story. Now, when we got it, it looked as good as it looks now. It isn't perfect, but you know, for a car with 80,000 miles, it looks pretty doggone good. Had a lot of small mechanical issues. I'll tell you what I've already done. Bad ballast resistor. That's the white thing on the firewall. When I put them on here, I want to put on factory correct original reproductions, or in occasional cases, actual original parts. To the right of that is the voltage regulator. Again, you'll note that's an original one. That's a reproduction. To the right of that, we did have to replace the wiper motor. You know, in one of our other videos, I told you that the wiper motors on these are always bad. It seems like this one was no exception. To the right of that is the fuse block plug-in on the firewall. Now, this car does have a Dave Wise report that suggests or supports everything being numbers matching. The first thing that I noticed that I have not been able to replace it is not original. This is not an original master cylinder. Now, there's several ways you can tell. The easiest one on this, in a 440 4-barrel, the lines are supposed to come out on the engine side. These are coming out on the fender side, which that's what you do on Hemis. But somebody has replaced this in the past with an incorrect master cylinder. It still works, but if you look at the brake lines, you don't need to. They're really bent up to make it work. They're very hard to find. That I think that's part number 2894777, I think is the original part number on that. Next to impossible to find. That is one of the very few things that I do not have on the parts inventory back in the shop. I looked, I got all excited. I found an original master cylinder that looked perfect, but then the part number actually goes to an original master cylinder of a 1970 Cuda. That is not original. The shock absorbers look to me to be, they're not original, but doggone it, they don't look that way. We have tuned it up. I put on new spark plug wires, date code correct, aftermarket. I'll be replacing the spark plugs today. I replaced the radiator cap, the heater hose, both of them, the upper radiator hose, the belts, all of those with original items. I replaced distributor cap and points when I tuned it up. That is not an original alternator. That is an aftermarket. I've got some, but that one works, and I'm kind of reluctant to replace it. It works fine. It is not original, and unless you're getting down there and looking at the stampings on it, you aren't going to know, so I'm not going to pull that. Now, as you can see, sitting up here on the fender, I have the carburetor. I literally just got it finished up rebuilding yesterday. I'm getting ready to bolt it on, and I wanted to talk about a couple of things that, oh man, they're so commonly missed. Let's look at this gasket. Now, you see this gasket? That is a black. I think it's called a phenolic, P-H-E-N-O-L-I-C. It's a thick, about half-inch thick gasket. It is not the gasket that comes with carburetor rebuild kits. That is the gasket that Chrysler originally used, so that's going to be on there. The second thing I want to point out, On these 444 barrels, they used a special bolt. You can tell, you can see it's stamped with a little, kind of looks like an M or a K. Or those are original bolts for the carburetor on the 444 barrel that are being mounted on there. Anything else that we have done? The, let's see, the coil I replaced with an original coil. The transmission on this one, it is a 4-speed. There are 3 rods on that transmission. The short one, which is the back one, is reverse. The middle length one, which is the outer one, is first and second gear, if I remember right. And then the longest one, which is the inner one, is third and fourth gear. So what I'll do is I will, they all have to come off because it's stuck in gear. That's not an issue. I'll have it fixed in 20 minutes. Other than being an old guy, I'll be slower than that. But what I'll do is I'll make sure we're in neutral inside. Then I'll get underneath the car and I'll unhook those rods. They go in with just a nipple that goes through, and they have a cotter pin that holds them in. So I'll yank the cotter pin, pull the rods, just leave them laying there. Then I'll make sure all the gears on the transmission are in neutral. Now on the 2 forward tabs, the first and second and third and fourth, they just go straight up. All right, that'll be neutral. So, you know, first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear. Now on the reverse one, it only has 2 possible choices. In gear, reverse, which is forward, or out of gear, neutral, which is back. So those tabs I'll have on the transmission, you probably won't be able to turn them by hand. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But I'll have a small wrench with me underneath there. Now, I thought I would mention a couple other things. It's a very common problem on these 4-speeds because there's a little, if I remember right, it's a 9/16 nut that goes on there. Might be half, but I'm looking at it in my head, and I think it's 9/16. Well, that thing comes loose. And on this one, we crawled under it the other day, and I found 2 of the 3 bolts were loose, and I thought, there's our issue right there, because you get so much play, and you'll get the shifters messing up, and it's maybe trying to shift 2 gears at once. So fairly easy fix. I'll be doing that today. This is number 7. That gives us to all 7 of the original official colors. There are 12 wing cars here in the shop. So we have the original 7. We have the purple one. We have 2 yellow ones, and we have the Black Ice Superbird. So 10 Superbirds, 2 Daytonas, 12 wing cars in the shop. I had somebody the other day say, is that the largest collection in the world? I have no idea. You hear those rumors all the time. You hear all those myths all the time. All I can tell you is I can prove it. They're here in the shop. All 12 of them are titled in my name, so we can prove there are 12 of them here. I will go ahead and tell you we are moving to a new shop in the next couple of months, a bigger shop. I'm cramped in here, all right? And I need more room for wing cars. That's the rule. Not seriously, but kind of seriously. So I know you haven't heard from us in a while. We are ending our busy season at my office here next week. So we've kind of been absent for a while, but I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, for all of us here at Jennings Wing Cars, Jason Fruits behind the camera, and myself, Bob Jennings. I'll see you around the country. The plan right now, Western MOPAR Madness again in Edmonton, Alberta, all the way up there in July. I'm planning to take the unrestored Hemi Daytona up there and then drive it on to Alaska. They're meant to be driven. Secondary thoughts. The 25th anniversary of 9/11/2001 is this summer, and the people of Gander, Newfoundland, were so nice to Americans in that time. I'm hoping to get a trip up there in, I don't want to go to Newfoundland in November or September for that matter, but I'm hoping to get up there in late August or September, still working on that one. Any other shows around the country? No real plans for them. I may do a couple, but that's pretty much the formal plan for the year. Western MOPAR Madness, hopefully Newfoundland in late August. But until then, thank you so much. We'll see you again next time.